Mbappe had an interview with L'Equipe, in which he opens up and talks about a lot of stuff. He talks about the Stockholm case, seeing PSG win the UCL, and also the PSG case, and a lot of other things. Now, if I go through the whole interview, it would take me forever. So here are important things he said. He talked about when he found out that his brother was a midfielder, it was such a relief, because that was going to stop the media and people from coming up with useless comparisons. He talked about the Olympic Games, about him being accused of demanding to light the Olympic cauldron, in which he said that he never understood that. And even if he went to Olympic Games, which he wanted to, he would never consider doing that and taking that opportunity away from people that actually deserve it. He talks about how public opinion has massacred a lot of French athletes and athletes in general. He talks about how Zidane is a story that can only happen once. He talks about how he can't fail, how he never wanted to accept failure, and it doesn't bother him to be criticized for it. He is very demanding with himself, more demanding than most, so he takes it very calmly. They also bring up Pogba's case, in which Mbappe says the more money you have, the more problems you face. If I didn't have the passion, football would have burned me out a long time ago. I like to say that fans who go to the stadiums are lucky to just come and enjoy a show without knowing what happens behind the scenes. Now they also asked him, Cristiano once said that he can only trust 4 people with his eyes closed. Mbappe said, I understand just now, but we shouldn't fall into paranoia, and we shouldn't be worried about all these whys. They asked about what human values does he look in others. He said, we accept family as it is. We're not perfect. Everyone has qualities and flaws. With friends, it's always a sense of simplicity, sharing, and solidarity. The values that made him who he is. He says that he doesn't feel like a king, but he's lucky enough to earn a lot of money. But he never considered himself a king. And that he's lucky to have a life that goes 100 miles an hour. They asked him about how other footballers get married very young and he didn't. And well, he said, no, because I chose it like that. And how everyone builds their life differently. And he made the choice thinking football was his entire life. I wanted to fully enjoy it during my career. And only in the future will he know if he was wrong or right. They asked him, what are your refuges? He said, my home, my family, friends, and loved ones, of course. But really my home. They asked him, how do you disconnect from the match that just took place? He says he doesn't watch match replays, even if he wins. And that he doesn't have any sort of ritual. And the last time he cried was the PSG and Man City game in 2021. Because he wasn't playing and he felt like he couldn't do anything. They asked him about the French team. Is it the most talented he's seen, the most potential, the strongest? He said, not yet. In every position, their stars at the best club in the world. Now it's just a matter of doing it. Does this team have the potential to be the best? 100%. They asked about Zidane being the next coach. He said nobody's going to say no. Only he can say no. If it's him, fine. If it's someone else, fine too. He's the only one in French football history who has almost all the rights. They asked him about being captain, and that at first it was just him thinking about him performing on the pitch. But after Hugo, Varane, and Pogba, he realized the importance of everyone staying afloat. He realized the importance of making sure that everyone thinks they're useful, even if there's the player that didn't play a single game. They asked about Stockholm. He basically just said that it's crazy that everybody jumped on it like a stake on a serious subject. No one took the time to ask what happened to the potential victim. And when everyone saw that he wasn't a part of it, no one knows where she is, we don't care, even though it's a sensitive subject. And he also said that the police never called him. His name was never mentioned. I knew from the start it would be okay. And that Ancelotti said that it was unfair. And that Mbappe went to Ancelotti saying, what should I do other than let it go and score goals? They asked about the PSG case, how PSG owe him 55 million euros and that he signed a world contract at PSG. He has nothing against them, he just wanted to get paid. And that it's labor law. And that he gave the impression that he wanted to harm PSG, but he just wanted to recover what he was owed. They asked him about the Champions League final. And well, he said that he has friends on that team, so why would he be pissed? His friendships are more important than spitting on a team. And even if he wouldn't have won the UCL with PSG, his time was up. Real Madrid was calling him. And that it was always his dream, he could have gone there sooner. Now, they did say that karma isn't really in your favor. And Mbappe said, well, of course. He still doesn't understand how they lost to Dortmund, shooting 40 times, 8 times against the bar. And that Luis Enrique strengthened his team well with a great window, especially with Pacho. And that in La Liga, we lost the league to a great Barca team. And lastly, they asked about Balón de Oro and who he would vote for. And well, he said, I can't choose between 2 friends, Hakimi and Dembele. What matters is their performances are recognized. I'll be really happy no matter what happens. But anyways, with all that being said, let me know what you guys think.